Salem Dostar. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and I'm excited to be doing another Dimash reaction. As I mentioned in my last reaction, my Johnny Cash reaction, it's been a while. Had a lot going on, and I apologize for that. I can catch you up on what's been going on if you want to watch that video. I kind of talk about all that. I won't go through that much in this video at all. I just want to move on and do the reactions I love and interact with you again, and excited to be back on track with my channel. So with that, I did do a reaction to Dimash's performance from, I think, 2019. So it was around 7 years ago. So I did a reaction to that one earlier on my channel, and was amazed at his performance. And I haven't gone back to actually watch that reaction or to watch his performance from that time period in a long time. So, and part of the reason for that is I wanted to come in and have this be completely fresh and get a new take on his performance. And then what I'll go back and do is look at both performances and kind of talk about how I feel as far as, a comparison. Maybe I'll do that after I watch this one. I'll do a little break, pause the video recording, go and watch the other one, and then include my opinions of how they compare in my outro on this video, if you want to stick around for that at the end. So for those who are new to my channel, one of the ways that I'm different from other reactors is I read through the lyrics before I do my reaction. I talk about what I feel like the songwriter, what they're trying to convey through the words of the song. So if you're not interested in that part of my reaction, feel free to fast forward directly to the reaction. And for those that are, I'm going to go through that now. So Love is Like a Dream. And this is the English translation that I found. I look into your eyes as if into a mirror, afraid to lose my reflection. I don't want to be just a guest in the twilight of your nights and fate. I love you as people love once in a lifetime, as if there was no sun in the world before us. I took away your worries and petty quarrels and found the keys to happiness for you, found for you. Love like a dream, the crystal heart rings. You're magical, I love you, I repeat with a quiet echo. Love like a dream made my home happy, but despite the laws of dreams, let it not end. I say goodbye to loneliness and sadness. You said I won't return to them. It happens only in sweet dreams, but our love is real now. I won't lose myself in your eyes. We won't exchange love for separation. And with an unimaginable price in my dream, I deserve to be happy with you, to always be with you. So when I was doing a little more research on this song and kind of the meaning of it, it's pretty straightforward. It's talking about like this kind of lasting love and deep love that lasts through eternity, and is like the stuff of dreams. And like he says in this line, I love you as people love once in a lifetime, right? So it's like that deep soulmate type connection that he's referring to here with the lyrics, as if there was no sun in the world before us. I mean, that's pretty pronounced love there he's talking about. And he's kind of talking about, okay, these things supposedly only happen in dreams, but I believe that they can happen in real life, and that you are the one and can fill my dreams and make my dreams come true, basically, right? So that's my take on the lyrics. And this particular performance is at the Slavic Bazaar in 2021. So this one is more in line with my timeline. I think my last reaction was kind of in this time frame, 2021-ish. And so I'm going to continue chronologically. I really want to get to his new stuff, and I know that you guys want me to get to his new stuff. So I'm going to do this one of 2021, and then I'm going to move on to 2022. And I can always come back and do more from these different time periods, right? It's not like these are the only reactions I'm ever going to do from this year for Dimash, right? I'll be going back and reacting to more of his performances from these different years of his career. So think about from Dimash's performances, which ones from 2022 that you want me to react to, and let me know in the comments so that I can move forward and do those sooner than later. And I'm going to be more active on my channel now. I've got a good setup here, and I'm actually watching the reactions now because of the way I've got this all set up on my 4K 32-inch screen. So it's nice. It's a nice big screen with a high resolution. So hopefully that comes through in my reactions when you're looking at the display on the corner of the screen there. Anyway, let's get to this. If you haven't already, or if you could please help me and support the channel and subscribe, click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Check out my other Dimash reactions if you're a huge fan. If you're new to my channel, I have playlists for each of the artists I react to. Once I do multiple reactions to an artist, I add a playlist for each of those artists on my channel. So if you go in there and look for the Dimash reactions, there are a lot of them. So I think I have, this is going to be like number 35 from my reactions to Dimash. So there are a lot to keep you busy if you're new to the channel. So he was the second artist I reacted to on my channel 6 years ago. So it's nice to kind of be coming back to him, and I'll be doing more reactions to some of my favorite artists that I've reacted to here over the next week or two. So Sohyang, Angelina Jordan, and probably Laura Fabian and some others, right? So keep your eye out for those, and let me know what your recommendations are for those as well. So let's see what the volume looks like here. I need to turn it up.
Я в глаза твои, как в зеркало смотрюсь, отражение потерять свое боюсь. И хочу, чтоб я лишь гостем был в сумраке ночей и в судьбе твоей. Я люблю тебя, как любят в жизни раз, словно солнце в мире не было до нас.
Wow, I'm getting chills already. He has the ability to, he's almost like speaking in this low tone there during certain phrases of this first part, but yet still it comes across as musical and poetic because of his ability to just put a lot of feeling and tell a story in the way that he presents the words to the song. It means so much to him that it comes across as part of him telling a story, and he has such phenomenal control of his vocal cords and his, his breathing and all the stuff that goes on in here, which is a lot, whether that's resonance with his resonance chamber and the soft palate and the larynx and all the different aspects of the voice. He's a master with manipulating all of that stuff. So I'd like to go back and listen to that again and listen to whether he's just speaking it or if he's singing notes, because it was hard to tell when I was listening to it at first. So I'm going to go back a little bit here and
Люблю тебя, как любит в жизни раз.
so the first part was notes and the last ending part wasn't. Yeah, and there's some really strong resonance right there.
Я тебя увел, и ключи от счастья для тебя нашел, для тебя нашел.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Любовь, похожая на сон.
He just skips up octaves like it's no big deal.
Без хрустальных перезвон. Твое волшебное люблю. Я тихим эхом повторю. Любовь, похожая на сон. Счастливым сделала мой дом.
That was cool.
Вопреки законам сна. Пускай не кончится она.
What I love too about Dimash is that he's not the kind of performer. See, he could be doing vocal gymnastics right now if he wanted to be. We all know it, right? We've heard him sing. We know he could just jump 3 octaves and do a run that would just completely blow our minds and all of this stuff, right? But he's so dedicated to telling the story and bringing the feeling of the song and of the lyrics through in the performance that he doesn't focus on that for every aspect of the song. He's going to probably, I'm sure, grow into that here as he brings the things to a climax, but it's for the sake of the words of the song. It's to tell the story, right? If there is a story, then it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has a climactic part to it and all of that. So it's part of the story. But he's not just out there to kind of show off and show how amazing his voice is with all of these, crazy, vocal gymnastics and things like that. And I love like the end there where he kind of just, let me go back. I'll show you here. This does not look like Igor Kutoy at the piano. So if you guys could comment and let me know who this is playing for him there, I'd appreciate it. See how he adds the aspiration right there? Hana. There's like a strong Hana type sound that he puts the breathiness there. He's the master of like adding different types of aspirations in there to his voice and different breathy type fluctuations to the sound that he's pushing through, right? Let's go on here. See, like even just his hand movements, he's telling the story. It's like he's experiencing it and he sees them from afar and things like that. Right? He's making it brighter now, so it's a brighter type sound. This is the declarative statement, right? Our love exists here and now. He's adding a little more mass behind the sound and more air. This background is beautiful, by the way.
всегда с тобой. Любовь, похожая на сон.
Oh man, this is going with the power now.
Сердец хрустальных перезвон.
Did you hear what he did there? Where he just like started the phrase off, and that was like a perfect decrescendo that he did with his voice, where he just pulled the sound back, but yet the power and the energy was still behind the sound. That's really hard to do, especially like that was kind of a quiet. He didn't go from super loud to less loud. He went from like, medium quiet to like really quiet. I'll go back real quick. You can hear what I'm talking about. So this is full, not full voice, but stronger. Right there. Hear that breathiness again? How he added more meat to the sound right there? Toward the end of that. Ooh. And now he's thickening it up. Oh. So effortless. Anytime he does a pose like that, or you hear the pulsing, you know something's coming. See how open his mouth is? I want to go back real quick and show you something. One of my first, I think it was my first reaction. I mentioned when Dimash sang SOS, I paused on a screen like this and to kind of show what was happening with the vocal mechanism on a high note, right? He's holding here and on a high note, and he's got a lot of air behind the sound. It's well supported. And part of how I can tell is, look at his neck. If he was trying to hit this and really straining for it, you would see like his neck muscles would tense up. As you've seen singers where it's like you see the muscles in their neck are just all tense when they're singing and the veins are popping out and all that. That's not good, because that means you relegated the sound here to your neck. You're not supporting with your diaphragm correctly like you're supposed to. And the other thing you can see that will tell you sometimes is the larynx. So the Adam's apple, it's easier to see on men, obviously, because we have the Adam's apple that's connected to the larynx here. So like with him, if you look there in this spot right here, I think you can see my mouse, the cursor here. That's where his larynx, his Adam's apple is at, and it's nice and low. So if he was pushing and straining, then a lot of times that larynx will rise up and kind of ride toward the top of your throat. And that's kind of how the sound can kind of get closed off and It shows it's a good sign that you're straining for that note. So what this tells me, looking at this, and also his cheeks, see his cheeks are high. So he's opening up his soft palate. His mouth is open to allow the most amount of resonance. And I'm sure if I could look at his tongue would be forward, so it's not closing the sound off. All of these things are kind of part of that classical realm. When you learn how to sing classically, these are some of the key components of getting the most resonance and volume from your sound. And he's showing us a masterclass in all of that. So let me go back real quick, and I'm also curious to see how long he held this note here. Let's see. So he breathes right. 558. So almost 20 seconds. Kind of reminds me of The Stranger, where he holds that high note at the end for so long. Jeez. If I was there, I would definitely be giving him a standing ovation for that. I mean, it's amazing. This is where they give him like 25 bouquets of flowers, and he tries to hold them all. This happened in one of his other performances. Poor Dimash. He's like, somebody help me hold all these flowers. Oh, that's funny.
Вот это счастье.
Such a generous
Дорогие
guy.
мои,
Oh, just one more.
любимые, родные мои, я нереально рад вас видеть сегодня. И хочу сказать то, что... Здрасте.
He's like, why do they keep handing him to him? It's like,
Спасибо.
he's like, can somebody help me out here? You gotta have the Guinness at this point, the Guinness World Record for
Это
holding
называется
the most
эффект
bouquets of
карантина, да?
flowers.
Спасибо. Я бы сейчас...
Just tell him to set him down on the. Yeah, you got helpers. Okay. Yeah. If I was a stage manager or whatever, I'd be like, go help this guy out. This just shows me like how much the people love him. And
Дорогие друзья, можно я пару слов скажу?
it's like I'm
А
trying
то
to
здесь
tell
помимо нас еще 7000 людей.
7,000 people.
Да, дорогие друзья, я от всей души хочу вас всех поблагодарить и еще раз подчеркнуть то, что, несмотря на то, что в силу молодости я успел принять участие во многих концертах в разных странах мира со своими сольными программами, но стоять здесь, на этой сцене, для меня это вообще нечто, потому что
So gracious.
все вы прекрасно помните, как ровно 6 лет назад я получил здесь путевку во взрослую жизнь, во взрослую творческую жизнь. И с вашего разрешения я хочу попросить у вас, чтобы вы уделили мне минуту времени, если можно. Перед тем, как приступить к следующей песне, я просто хочу воспользоваться моментом и сказать, что среди вас сидят мои родители. Вот.
Of course, he's going to mention his parents are there.
И сегодня
Where are they?
день рождения у моей
Oh, it's his mom's birthday.
мамы. Светлана Ермековна, пожалуйста, встаньте.
Svetlana, yeah.
Пусть все увидят вас, какая вы красивая. Вот,
Where are you, Svetlana?
ребята, можно?
Oh, he's going to give her some flowers. Why doesn't this surprise me? I think he sang to her on her birthday once before in one of my reactions.
Ровно 6 лет назад, когда я принимал здесь участие как никому неизвестный конкурсант, она сказала
here she
пару
is.
слов, и я хочу, чтобы вы поностальгировали. Можно пару слов?
Так, огромное спасибо
Put you on the
всем
spot.
вам, этой прекрасной земле, этой прекрасной стране. Тогда, 6 лет назад, я сказала Димашу напутствие на казахском. Сондықтан сіздердің баршаңызға қазақ елінің атынан 1000 мәрте алғыс айтқым келеді.
Все цветы, все прелести жизни посвящаются только вам.
He's like, take some of these flowers.
Спасибо большое.
Wow, that's awesome.
Дорогие друзья, ой, как здорово получилось, да?
Dear friends, how great it turned out.
Братан, ты вообще круче.
Well, that was awesome. And I love that he spoke to the crowd and had that moment with his mom at the end of the concert. And this is part of where I'm unique with other reactors. So a lot of reactors probably would have just, stopped it at the end there and after he performed, and that would have been the entirety of the reaction. But for me, part of why I love Dimash is that he takes the time to honor his parents and honor his country and his fans, and he calls them dears, of course, and just a super gracious, family-oriented, inspirational type person, and that's part of why I love him. Not to mention the fact that he's one of the most gifted vocalists on the planet. But how cool is that his mom was there and he was able to honor her and give away some of those 30 bouquets that he got from all of his fans. So that's a really cool trip down memory lane, because as I mentioned, I've done several reactions where his dad arrived at one of them and he had a special moment there with his dad at the end, and I was able to watch that and was touched by that. And then I think there's one where I watched a concert where he sang to his grandmother, and that was an emotional reaction as well. So this was great to see his mother there on his birthday. And I think on one of my reactions, I actually learned some Kazakh phrases that were saying happy birthday, and I wished his mother happy birthday on one of my reactions. I'll have to go back and look at that. Anyway, so amazing performance. I'm going to do a little break right here, and I'm going to go and watch his other performance real quick to remind myself, and then I'll come back here. So, okay. So I just finished watching his performance from Moscow, from I think it's 2019, the one I did my reaction to last time. I love both performances. I would have to say that there seems to be a deeper feeling behind his performance I just reacted to. And I think that's part of what happens with as you're a performer and you have more life experiences and you have experiences where you have love in your life and things like that are related to this song, for instance. And maybe some of you that follow Dimash super closely and know what's happening in his personal life can kind of elaborate on this in the comments and let me know what happened between this performance and this and the one back in 2019. As far as his love life and things like that, because it just seems like he seems more connected to the words of the song in this most recent one. Is his Moscow performance incredible and amazing vocally? For sure. This performance was amazing. Blew me away. Every time I come back to Dimash, whether it's been several months or 2 or 3 weeks, whatever that period of time is, when I come back and do a reaction to him, I'm blown away each time when he just is able to sing all over the place and into his whistle register and traverse 4 and 5 octaves without any issue. It's just it's amazing to me, and to see him grow as an artist as well, like I mentioned, where he's feeling the music more and bringing more passion and feeling behind the words. I really feel like we're just seeing a beginning of the evolution of Dimash, and that there's going to continue to be amazing things happen with him as a performer, as a storyteller, as a passionate, singer and things like that. So excited to move forward in his timeline. Again, as I mentioned before, please let me know in the comments which reactions you want me to do of Dimash's performances from 2022. So that's where I'm moving to next for him. So let me know what your absolute top 3 performances from 2022 are. And I'll definitely kind of look and see where most everyone is commenting, or if you want to vote, if someone's mentioned some songs and you want to vote and say, yeah, I agree with that person, just click likes. Click the likes on their comment, and I'll know, oh, okay, a bunch of people like this comment about this particular song, and then I'll know that that's kind of you voting to say, yes, I want to see you react to this song. So anyway, with that, thank you so much again for your patience. I'm going to get on track here with my reactions, and I hope to be able to connect with many of you that have been so loyal and have been watching my Dimash reactions for some of you, I'm sure, from the beginning for the last 6 years. So hope to see you back and enjoy more Dimash. So thank you again for all of your support. I forgot to do what I do at normally at the end of my reactions. I forgot to do that at the beginning. It's going to take me some time to get used to switching that as to where I do it. But this one will be like my others in the past, where at the very end of my videos, I look into the camera and to give you a message, and that is that you need to know that you are loved and you are special, and you can accomplish your dreams, and you can find love in your life. And that's what I have to believe about myself as well, given my situation. And now that I'm starting off on a new adventure, I have to think that about myself as well, as far as finding someone. But it's going to take time, obviously, for me to move on and begin that next road as far as dating again and stuff like that. I haven't dated for over 30 years, so it's going to be a whole new thing coming. But I do believe that we have our soulmates out there, and that and I will always love my wife that I've been married to. And as I mentioned in my last reaction, in many ways she is my soulmate, and we have a ton in common. We love music. That's how we met. We had the same voice teacher, and she set us up with doing duets and all of that, and was working her magic. And we have 4 wonderful boys together, and a beautiful life. And so I'll treasure that, and that's always going to be something special to me, and as will she. But these are just the different chapters of our lives. And so with that, Dimash is amazing. Support his channel, support him as an artist, and what he stands for. I'm definitely a believer in Dimash, and if you guys have other kind of like personal videos where he did interviews or whatever that you want to suggest for me that I can watch on the side, I love to watch those as well, so let me know. Anyway, thank you very much again for your support, and take care.